Dear students, welcome to the course Basic Geotechnical Engineering Module 3 Flow Through Soils, Session number 5. I am Raja Anwar Hussain, Assistant Professor, Government Engineering College, Raichur. So, in this session, the topics will be covered are flow nets, properties of flow nets and its uses, then determination of seepage pressure, hydrostatic pressure and exit gradient, then determination of phreatic line when the dam section is homogeneous and provided with a horizontal filter and without a filter. Let us see one by one. So, flow net is a network of lines and equipotential lines intersecting at right angles to each other is called flow net. So, whereas flow line, the path in which a particle of water flows in its course of seepage through a saturated soil mass is called a flow line. Whereas equipotential lines, a line connecting all the points of equal head is called equipotential line, or lines that intersect the flow lines at right angles is called equipotential lines. So, some of the properties of flow nets are: flow and equipotential lines are smooth curves. Flow lines and equipotential lines meet at right angles to each other. No two flow lines cross each other. No two flow lines or equipotential lines start from the same point. Smaller the dimensions of the field, greater will be the hydraulic gradient and flow through it. So, in homogeneous soils, every transition in the shape of the curve is smooth, being either elliptical or parabolic in shape. So, let us see the uses of flow nets one by one. So, number one is the determination of seepage pressure. So, for determining the seepage pressure, the procedure to determine the seepage pressure is: first, we need to draw the portion of flow net network, then let small b and L be the width and length of the fluid, delta H be the head drop through the fluid, then delta Q discharge passing through the flow line, and capital H total hydraulic head causing flow, that is the difference between upstream and downstream. So, according to Darcy's law of flow through soils, delta Q is equal to K into delta H divided by L into E into L, where considering the unit thickness, so B into 1 is the cross sectional area of the field considering the 1 meter length perpendicular to paper. If NQ is equal to total number of potential drops in the complete flow net, then potential drops in the complete flow nets. So, delta H is equal to H by NQ. Hence, delta Q is equal to K into capital H divided by ND to b by 1. So the total discharge through the complete flow net is given by Q is equal to sigma delta Q K into H divided by NF, which is also equal to K into H into NF divided by ND into B by 1. When flow net is drawn with square fields, we have Q is equal to KH NF divided by ND. So now let us see the determination of hydrostatic pressure. So the hydrostatic pressure at any point within the soil is given by U is equal to HW into unit weight of water, where U is the hydrostatic pressure in kilonewton per meter square and HW is the piezometric head in water in meters. So HW is equal to H minus Z. All the three equations here, HW, H and Z, can be expressed as a percentage of total hydraulic head. So in the determination of exit gradient, is I where IC is the hydraulic exit gradient, is equal to delta H divided by L. The importance of exit gradient for the stability of granular solids. Factors deciding, and it not kept well below the critical exit gradient, it may cause piping below a hydraulic structure. Now let us see determination of phreatic line when the dam section is homogeneous and provided with a horizontal filter. So the procedure for determining the phreatic line here in the dam section is homogeneous and provided with a horizontal filter are: draw the earthen dam section and horizontal filter as per the data given. Calculate the equation of parabola. Then the equation of parabola can be determined from its focus distance of Pxy from a line chord. Taking the focus F as the origin, the equation of the parabola can be written as square root of x square plus y square is equal to x plus fd, where the vertical line through D is the directrix. So fd is the distance of the focus from the directrix, called focal distance, and is generally represented as S. Therefore, square root of x square plus y square is equal to x plus S. If the horizontal distance between the already determined point A and the focus F is taken as, say, small b, Then bracket b small b comma h represent the coordinates of the point A on the parabola. So the equation will be square root of b square plus h square is equal to b plus s. Or s is equal to square root of b square plus h square minus b. S can be calculated from this equation. The center point C of FD will be the vertex of the parabola. Also, when x is equal to 0, so the vertical coordinates Fj at F will be equal to S. So the discharge can also be calculated easily from the equation of the seepage line without taking the trouble of drawing the flow net as explained below. Consider a unit width of the dam. Let small q be the seepage discharge per unit length of the dam. Then according to the Darcy's law, Q is equal to KIA. When steady conditions have reached, the discharge crossing any vertical plane across the dam section will be the same. So the value of I and A can be taken for many points or for any point on the seepage line. So I is equal to dy by dx A is equal to y into 1 saturated depth into length. So Q is equal to K into dy by dx into y. So the equation of the parabola square root of x square plus y square is equal to x plus s is also equal to x square plus y square is equal to x plus s whole square.